In 1979, Kurt Cobain was 12 years old, but his face no longer held the carefree smile of other boys his age. His family had fallen apart after his parents' divorce. He struggled to connect with his stepfamily, and the distance between him and his mother kept growing. Neither home nor school offered him a place to belong. Behind his faint smile, there was a quiet loneliness seeping through. Kurt found peace in places where no one else went. After school, he often wandered to the riverside in Aberdeen, under a bridge on the edge of town. It was cold and damp, but he would sit there for hours. Only the silence and the sound of the water spoke to him. Kurt would later say, "I lived under a bridge." He wasn't literally homeless, but the phrase reflected something deeper. His inner state, a need to retreat from the world, to exist apart from society. That bridge became his emotional refuge. The phrase, "under the bridge," became a symbol. It represented both his safe haven and his separation from the world. This story would later become part of the mythos surrounding Kurt, retold by fans for years. But for him, it wasn't about factual accuracy. It was about emotional truth. Around this time, he grew even more silent. Instead of speaking, he poured himself into notebooks. His feelings, once unspoken, began to take the form of words, and those words slowly turned into melodies. They weren't songs yet, just sounds that belonged only to him. Something in the Way appears as the final track on Nevermind, released in 1991. Kurt sang the song in a whisper, almost like a secret. The guitar was minimal. A soft cello drifted in the background, wrapping the song in a delicate sadness. It wasn't just a song, it was the sound of disconnection and emptiness. The lyrics are sparse. One phrase repeats over and over, "something in the way." Is it a wall between him and the world? A part of himself? Or something inevitable about life itself? Kurt didn't answer. He simply asked. This song emerged just before Nirvana became a global phenomenon. As expectations grew and label pressure mounted, Kurt chose silence. It was as if he pushed away the noise around him and tried to capture the stillness within. To many fans, "Something in the Way" is a sacred song. It speaks to pains we can't name, to loneliness we can't explain. And what makes it powerful is not just the lyrics, it's Kurt's voice, quietly sitting beside you, without trying to fix anything. Kurt never romanticized his loneliness. He didn't ask for sympathy. He simply transformed it into music. His pain wasn't a cry for help. It was a presence, something to be felt and accepted. When he performed "Something in the Way" on MTV Unplugged, he didn't look at the audience. He stared into the distance, as if he were looking at the past, far beyond time. There were no answers left, only pain that remained. What the song captured wasn't emotion, but the space between emotions. Not sadness, not anger, just a nameless sense of unease. The kind many young people feel, deep down, but can't explain. It's a song that doesn't try to say anything. It simply is. And because of that, it forces listeners to face their own emotions. That's why the song lingers in the soul. Something in the Way was more than a song. It was a space, a sonic silence. It was Kurt Cobain's way of gently offering emotions no one could describe, from a place no one could reach. When that boy, closed off from the world, began to weave emotion into sound, his silence became music. In the next episode, we'll explore the moment when that voice first reached the world, Nirvana's debut, and the raw origins of Bleach. Kurt Cobain's presence still lives on in the hearts of countless fans around the world. If this video has brought you closer to his life or his music, please consider liking and sharing it so that his voice can reach someone else too. Even a small action like that can help carry his spirit into the future.